This is a transition. It marks a change between two clips, or a change in time, or a change in the subject matter. It lets viewers know, hey, things are going to be different than they were before. But before we get into transitions, I gotta tell you how I really feel, because I think transitions are often overused. I think a lot of creators, especially on YouTube, are never asking themselves, does this transition actually serve a purpose? Is it emphasizing a change in what's being communicated? Or am I just throwing transitions at my timeline because I think it's gonna make my video look fancy? Because the problem with that is, if you just add a transition at every single cut in your video, then at a certain point, it's like this house that's just got way too much ornate stuff everywhere because somebody just wanted to look impressive, but in reality, it is hurting everybody's eyes. And so I know I'm about to teach you how to make transitions, but I want you to remember my biggest piece of advice is just to have a few favorite transitions on hand and then only using them when they serve a purpose in your story. And in fact, a totally valid option is to just skip this lesson entirely and just use what you already know to make transitions in your video. So you could just use titles to mark different sections in your video, or you could use certain shots as transitions like we did with the location shots in our picnic video. Or even the words in your script or the pacing of your voice can act as powerful transitions in your video. And so if those tools seem like that's all you need for the type of videos that you want to make, then ain't no shame in skipping right ahead to the next lesson. That said, I am going to be showing you how to make some sweet transitions in this lesson, all of which you can download in the resources below, along with the project files and the assets that I use in the demos in this lesson if you want to follow along with what I'm doing. Since you're still here, let's get into what we're covering. First, I'm going to tell you about Premiere's built-in transitions and why you might want to avoid them. Then I'll show you how to make your own transitions in Premiere by adding keyframes to effects and by using all sorts of interesting overlays. And lastly, I'll show you how to import transitions that others have already made for you. All right, y'all, that's what you're going to learn, and now let's get into it. So first, we're going to talk about the transitions that are built into the Premiere application, and we're not going to spend much time on these, and you're about to see why. So in the effects panel, you can go to the bin called video transitions, and here you're going to see a bunch of options. So let's pick a transition here. We'll pick page peel, and then you just drag a transition between two of your clips on the timeline. Now, if you're at the very start or end of footage that's in a clip, and you're going to know that if you see this little triangle in a corner, remember that's like the edge of a page, this is the edge of this footage, then the transition is not going to work. So keep that in mind. But in this case, our transition has been added between these clips, and let's see what that looks like. Okay, yeah, this page peel is really giving me some old school vibes, and not in a good way, but like a PowerPoint that's from the year 2000. And you're gonna see that most of these transitions down here are really cheesy if you use them by themselves as is, so we usually don't mess with them. That said, there are a couple transitions in this bin that I do think are useful, and you will find them in this dissolve bin. So the first is this cross dissolve default transition here that we already talked about before that fades two clips into each other. And the second one is this one here called dip to black, which will fade your first clip out to black and then your second clip in from black. And this is just a timeless transition for scene changes. Now, those are really the only effects that I use in this video transitions bin because they're just so not modern looking, and it's really easy to see why. If you look at the animation or the movement of these transitions, then you'll notice that we have definitely got linear keyframe interpolation here. So the movement is the same speed the whole time, and we've got those Pac-Man vibes coming on strong here, right? And so if you're like, well, I think this would look cool if we could smooth out the velocity graph and this motion here, then you're right, it would. But unfortunately, you can't do that. So the transitions in this video transitions folder will not let you smooth out the keyframes. So you can't ease in or ease out or adjust the Bezier handles, none of that. So for me, that's a deal breaker. But don't worry, because right now I'm going to show you how to make transitions in Premiere where you can adjust the keyframe interpolation and you can make them super smooth. So let me show you. So we're gonna make a transition that still uses effects in this effects panel, but ones that will let us smooth out our keyframes. So pretty much any effect that is not in this video transitions bin. So instead, we're gonna go over here to our regular video effects bin, and we're going to go to this bin called transition. And I know it's confusing, like there's a bin called transition here and this other bin has transition, but don't get mad at me, I didn't design this, don't shoot the messenger. Okay, now in this bin, we're gonna pick this effect called linear wipe. And this is gonna create this nice linear wipe transition. And let's say we wanna add that transition between these two clips here of a bunny and a dog. So I'm gonna add this linear wipe transition to this first clip here. And now in the effect controls panel, under this effect, you're gonna see that we have this attribute called transition completion. So when this attribute, transition completion, is at 0, it looks like nothing's happened, but you'll see that as I increase this amount, then our linear wipe transition is underway until it gets to 100%, and now our clip has totally wiped itself off screen. So what we want to do here is we want to overlay these two clips so that as this bunny clip wipes away, then our dog clip underneath is revealed. So now we're going to move our playhead right here where these clips first start overlapping. And then we're gonna go back to transition completion, and we're gonna click the stopwatch beside it to turn animation on. And we'll make sure that our transition completion is at 0% here, so the transition has not started yet. And then we'll go forward to the end of this first clip and we'll set the transition completion to 100%. And I'll play that back and we'll see that it needs some smoothing up. So let's expand this transition completion attribute, and then we'll adjust this velocity graph so that this wipe starts really slowly and then it gets really fast at the end. And now let's see if that's looking better. Yes, ma'am, that is looking very smooth. Okay, so now I think I want to add a border between these two clips. So I'm going to do that by adding a drop shadow effect, and then I'm going to set the direction of that drop shadow to -90 degrees so that it's on the left edge of these clips when this wipe happens. And I will up the opacity to 100%, and I'll make this a little thicker. And now let's play this back. So yeah, this transition looks amazing now. Obviously we love this and we want to use it again and again. So how do we do that? Well, of course, we're going to make a preset. So we're going to select both of these effects in the effect controls panel, and then we're going to right click them and select save preset. And now I want you to notice these options that we've got here, because these are important when you're saving presets with keyframes, like transition presets. So the first option we've got here is scale, and that's going to scale the duration of the transition. So the transition is going to get longer if it's added to a longer clip, but that's going to mess up the timing of it. So we don't want that. Instead, since this is an outro transition, we're going to pick anchor to outpoint, which is going to make sure that these keyframes are always at the end of a clip and that the distance between them is always the same. Now we're going to click OK, and now if we go to the effects panel and we search for our little preset, then we'll find it here and we can add it to some other clips and we can use it again and again and be super efficient. You can also use this transition again and again if you want, because you can download it below as an effect presets in the resources. All right, besides the linear wipe transition, there's also this radial wipe transition, which is really nice if you want something circular to animate in. Now, this transition bin is not the only place that you will find effects that let you create these keyframe transitions. In fact, you can use really any other effect in this giant bin with all your video effects in Premiere, and you can create a keyframe transition with that. So let me show you an example. So here we've got these two clips of Lucy coding, and let's say that we want to add a digital glitch transition between them. So I'm going to add our noise effect here to our first clip, because remember, the noise effect is going to add that staticky noise, that digital grain to any footage we add it to. So because this is a transition, I don't want this effect to be applied at full strength across this whole clip. I just want it to gradually be applied at the very end here as we go into this next clip. And so to do that, I'm going to go toward the end of the clip here, and I'm going to toggle animation on for the amount of noise, and I'll keep it at 0 right here. And then I'll go to the very end of our clip and I'll set the noise amount up to 100%. And now I'm going to do the reverse on this second clip. So I'll set the noise amount to 100% at the start of the clip, and then I'll have it go down to 0 shortly afterwards. So there you go. We've just created a nice, simple keyframe transition with a single effect. But I could also layer other effects and just repeat this process to kind of beef up this glitchy look. But for now, I want to show you how to save a transition that's got keyframes on 2 different clips like this. So to do that, you're going to save 2 presets. So you're going to go to the first clip where you've got your keyframes at the end of the clip, and then you're just going to select the effects and effect controls, right click and go to save preset, and then you're going to pick the option to anchor it to the out point. And so then we'll just name this glitch out, and then you'll just do the opposite for the second clip. So you'll save a preset that is anchored to the end point, and I'll call this glitch in. And now I've got these glitch presets that I can use again and again if I want to. So those are just a couple examples of how you can create transitions in Premiere by adjusting the keyframes on an effect. And y'all know there are a lot more effects in Premiere, and so now you've got infinite possibilities to mix and match and play around however you want. All right, another really popular way to make transitions in Premiere is to use overlays. And that just means you're taking some interesting visual that has a transitional feeling, and then you're laying it over 2 clips that you want to transition between at their cut point. Common visuals that people use as overlays include light leaks, glitches, film artifacts like grain or film burns, or just graphical elements. And you can just search Google or YouTube for any of these with the word free, and you should be able to find a lot of options for overlays if you're interested. I would be careful not to spend too much time on this because this can be a very distracting rabbit hole. But anyway, let's make a transition using an overlay. So let's look at an example. I'm going to start with this light leak footage, and I found a spot in it with this flash that I think would make a really nice transition. So I'm going to add this footage above where these 2 clips meet. So now it looks like this. But that looks weird because all of a sudden we cut to black. So this is not a smooth transition yet. So I'm gonna go up here and I'm going to change the blend mode for this light leak. So I'm gonna pick screen, and now all the black that was ugly is gone. And now I could just keep layering more elements and adjusting settings for this if I wanted to. I could add a little sound effect to emphasize this transition. And once I'm happy with my creation, obviously I want to save it so I can put it on repeat. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these transition clips, and I'm going to nest them into a single clip. So I'm going to right click and select nest, and I'll call this light dots transition. Now I've got this light dots transition in my project panel, and I can drag it above 2 new clips to use it, but you will notice that after I did that, our transition is black again. And so to fix this, I will need to go back up to effect controls and then go to opacity and reset that blend mode to screen so that now our transition is looking right again. And because you know your girl doesn't want to have to be doing that every time I add this transition, I've got all my favorite transitions saved on a timeline of favorite assets that I keep open whenever I'm editing so I can quickly copy and paste from that timeline. All right, now at this point, if you're like, girl, those transitions we've been making, like they're cute and all, but I can't be going through all those settings and making these things from scratch every time, then don't worry. You can also import transitions that other people have already set up for you and use them in your projects. So let me show you how. So again, you can just go to Google or YouTube and search free Premiere transitions, and a lot of individual creators offer these, and they'll also give you a tutorial on how to use them as well. And if you're interested in getting the best value, you should also look at Mixkit. You can find free transitions here. You got to download them one by one, and they come in a Premiere project, and then you can just copy the transition over to your project. Or of course, there are paid sites where you can get giant transition packs like VideoHive or Envato. Like here's one that's got 500 essential transitions, which really is like an oxymoron because it is not essential to have 500 transitions. I mean, just imagine having to pick from 500 or just go through the 500 to find which ones you like. To me, it is just way too much. I think you're better off focusing on your story, and then if your story calls for a certain transition, then you find it at that time. So just keep the big picture in mind when you're out looking for transitions.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, ignition, liftoff.
First of all, I need to congratulate you because by this point, we have been through a lot, okay? We have been through effects, transitions, titles, graphics, animations, like all the things, and now it is time to put everything together. So for the last few assignments, I've been telling you to hold back, don't get too crazy with fine tuning things, but now we've reached the time where I want you to fine tune and get really polished, okay? So we've learned all of these skills and now it's time to apply them to your storytelling video. So I want you to add titles, effects, transitions, graphics, animations, anything that you think is going to help elevate your story. You don't have to add all of these things. Whatever you think is going to help you take your audience on a ride, captivate their attention, and get your message and your feeling across. Now, your assignment is to get your fine cut so polished up because all that's left to do after this for your storytelling video is to adjust the color, which we're gonna be talking about how to do in the next lesson. But before we get there, make sure that you get everything on your timeline locked and loaded so you're ready for color correction. Also, if you need feedback on your fine cut, then don't forget that you can holler at us in the Mighty Networks group and we will have your back. All right, y'all, good luck editing those fine cuts, and I will see you in the next lesson. Bye, y'all.